of the key ingredients in Yetziat Mitzrayim and leaving Egypt was that the Jews had to put blood on their doorposts officially so that the angel of death would know who was Jewish and who was an Egyptian. And that leads to an obvious question. God doesn't know who's Jewish and who's Egyptian? I mean, we're dealing with God here. I think he has some inside information. So what is this all about? Why is God demanding that the Jews do this? And the answer is very simple. Remember, the Egyptians have just suffered tremendous catastrophes because of the Jews. Pharaoh refused to let the Jews out. And there were catastrophes, and the ultimate catastrophe is about to occur, the death of the firstborn. And by the way, it was not just the firstborn of a woman. It was the firstborn of any union. So that an Egyptian comes home, he sees 3 kids dead. He says, wait a minute, it's supposed to be the dead born of any union. What unions have you been involved with? And then he finds out that Zimri down the block had been messing around with his wife. So his firstborn from Zimri wasn't the only one who died that night. Zimri died, if you know what I mean. But the point is, for the Jews to do this was a tremendous act of courage. One of the things that God is doing with this commandment is building the people up. They had been slaves. They have a slave mentality. A slave does not go against his master. And even when they are freed, they still have that mentality. I am less than the others. He's building them up so that when they go out, they will be going out proud. They will have subdued Egypt. And if you follow the story, when the Jews get to Yam Suf, to the Red Sea or the Sea of Reeds, a lot of them want to go back to Egypt. Like, okay, we've had it. The Egyptians are over there. There's no way we can escape this. Until, trying to remember his name. Nachshon jumps into the water. Nachshon ben Amminadab jumps into the water. And because he jumps in the water, the sea split. And if you notice, a little bit after that, we have to face Amalek and we have to fight him. So in other words, a lot has changed. And it continues to change over the time that we're in the Midbar. That we change from being slaves into being not only free people, but people who understand that freedom comes, that you have to defend it. One of the bad things that happened because of the current anti-Semitic issues going on right now, there are some Jews who took their mezuzot off their door, which is, a sad thing. But something else that happened, by the way, there's a lot of non-Jews who would put a mezuzah box on their door as a sign of some solidarity. But that's an important issue. The mezuzah is a reference to the blood on the doorposts of us leaving Egypt. And it's a lesson to us to remember to be proud to be Jewish and not to be afraid of our enemies. Something to think about, Kaddish Rabbanan.